If you're not making the money that you want to be making in your coaching business at the moment, then this video is for you. You're probably watching this video because right now your paid advertising isn't as profitable as it could be, and your back end side of things, your sales team and your high ticket selling isn't as efficient as it could be either. So what I want to walk you through today is a bit of an alternative to how you're probably doing things and how your competitors are definitely doing things, so that you can take a new way of advertising and a new way of selling of your high ticket course or your program or your mentorship, and you can start being more profitable, more consistent and more sustainable in your scaling approach. My name is Alex and I've worked with hundreds of coaches helping them to create more efficient and scalable marketing and sales systems and processes within their business. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do today. This is going to be a super straightforward video, and what we're going to run through is three key things. The first one is how a low ticket offer funnel works when you do it the right way, and then you're going to sell high ticket stuff on the back end. Then we're going to run through some examples of how that compares to what maybe you and a lot of your competitors are doing, so webinar and ebook funnels, and how you can optimize that to run a low ticket offer to liquidate your paid advertising costs on the front end where you don't have to spend money on ads, but then also make your back end sales of your high ticket product a lot more efficient. You have to minimize sales calls and things like that as well. So that's what we're going to run through. I'm also going to show you the maths on this and how it compares between the two funnels, so you can get a really good idea on what are realistic expectations on how these funnels compare against each other, so that you can see what might work best for you. Then after that, I'm going to give you an opportunity to work with me if you want to get this up and running your business ASAP. So everything I share with you today, you are absolutely going to be able to go away tomorrow and introduce into your business. I'm going to give you the complete strategy on how to do it, the outline. I'm going to give you examples on what my clients are doing and what a number of other people are doing. So you're going to have all that info, but I'm also going to give you the opportunity that if you want to fast track that, you want to get that process plug and play it into your business, you're going to be able to go through and do that with me as well. All right, so now that we've got this up, let's start going through how this can actually work for you and what you're looking at in terms of the funnel you're probably running at the moment for your paid advertising versus the new way of doing it, which is a low ticket offer funnel that automatically sells the high ticket sales on the back end. What we're gonna do first, we'll run through standard offer, then we'll run through the low ticket offer, then we're gonna run through the funnel mechanics. So you can see how it all works, the maths, everything like that. You can make your own decision on if this would be something that would work for you. So for most of you that are running offers right now into coaching businesses and things like that, you start off with a standard paid ad, and for a lot of you, you're putting out a free offer into the marketplace, whether it be a webinar, an ebook, or something like that. Today, we're going to focus on webinars specifically, because that's pretty much the primary thing that I see a lot of coaches using, especially when you cast back 3 to 5 years ago. It was very, very popular. People are now calling it a VSL funnel, things like that. It's all the same stuff. Drive people through as a lead, get them to register for free for a training, then from that training, try and sign them up to a course, to a program, to a coaching offer, a mastermind, whatever it is, and then get them on sales calls if they don't sign up immediately so that you can close them. So just to recap on that, we've got paid advertising here. Sorry, my Zoom's going crazy. All right, paid advertising, free offer. They go to a landing page. From the landing page, you send them to the product, so that'll be an ebook or a webinar. Then what we have is they either book a call straight away and purchase, or you have them go through an email nurture of some sort to be able to get them to book a call. Then from there, they book a call, that puts them through to a sales call. Sales call, pretty straightforward. You're trying to sell them on the product, probably a 5K product or something similar. And then if they don't sign up on that call, you're trying to get them through another email nurture to bring them right back around, say a replay for a webinar, something of the sorts, to then get them to a high ticket conversion. Pretty straightforward, right? It's what a lot of you will be doing right now. Let's fast forward to the modern day era where there's a much better way to make money from your advertising, where instead of putting up a load of cash, spending $5,000 a month, even more on advertising, we're gonna use $5,000 a month for this, so that it just keeps numbers the same the whole way through. Say you spend $5,000, you don't make any money back until your high ticket sells on the back end. And we all know that calls are getting more expensive, lead costs are going up. It makes it really difficult to get people on the back end. Webinar watch rates going down the toilet, it's horrendous. Let's look at a new way that's really going to change things up for you this year. So low ticket offer funnel. Start off the same way. Paid advertising, images, videos, things like that. We put that out there on Facebook and Instagram. We drive them to a low ticket offer landing page, right? So on this landing page, we're trying to sell a $27, a $50 course, something of those lines. where, let's go through this. Low ticket offer is what is referred to as a tripwire offer, right? It's what gets people through the doors as a buying head. And this is key, because one thing you need to consider here is when you're running the old style of offer, you're getting people through that you're paying $20 or so for normally. You're paying between $10 and $50 maybe for a lead, depending on your niche, depending on your industry. But they're a free person. They're looking at that offer and they're going, well, that's great. Scrolling past it, they're going, that interests me right now. Putting in their details, there's no skin off their back, right? No commitment from them. They may watch the webinar, they may not. So they're not too worried. Something that's paid though, you get that financial commitment from them straight away. Whether it's $3, $5, $10, $20, $50, something like that, as long as you're delivering an outsized amount of value, you're getting them to commit with dollars involved. And that's a big thing here. So what we do is the lead quality is so much higher because they've already bought from us, right? For when we want to sell them something down the line, obviously high ticket. So what we do is straight after that page, I normally do pricing of the offers between $5 to $49. Some people do $1. It's just not that much of a financial commitment. You need them to invest something. So we go $5 to around $50, depending on if you're US, UK, Australia based, things like that. You just change that depending on your currency. From there, we send them straight to a page, and I'm going to show you examples of this after, so stick with me. Straight to a page that's got an upsell on it. So this is your one-time offer, right? Because we've gotten dollars from them on the first page, we can also have an upsell button there that's just bang, they click, debits their account, right? We don't have to worry about more checkouts and things like that. So this can be anything from say $19 up to $297. It can be things that are generally going to help people get to that result faster and easier. And I'm going to cover this in the description as well. But it can be a membership of sorts. So it could be a monthly subscription as group coaching. It could be tools and resources that's going to help and complement that first low ticket offer. So what we do is the average order value of the customer is brought up because of these upsells involved, right? And that happens so that on our front end of the advertising, we're able to get leads and, well, essentially leads, but sales, right, into the database for 80% cheaper than the competition. The competition is spending $20 to get a lead through. We might spend $50 to get a lead through, but then that lead goes and spends $25 with us on the front low ticket offer. Then they go and spend $197 with us on the upsell, right? And there's a breakdown to this on the conversion rates and things like that, which I'll run you through. But all of a sudden, we're profitable on the front end before we even sell a high ticket offer. And that's where the beauty of this funnel is. We're profitable straight away. And then from there, we can just scale up the ad spend. And it doesn't matter how many people convert on the back end. We get great conversion rates, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't matter how many people convert on the back end because the ads aren't costing us a thing, right? They're completely liquidated by the one-time offers and the low ticket offer. So normally what we do with this one-time offer, the first one, the upsell, we usually complement the initial purchase with extra value or more of a done for you thing. So think like the group coaching, think like the extra resources, templates, stuff like that. Then what we do, it's very important here, not everyone is going to go for that upsell. So we do a little downsell on that. If they go, no, not interested in the one-time offer, next page, downsell. Hit them with that straight away. So there's a number of different ways you can do this. Just straight off the top of the head, you could halve the price. Instead of it's 197, sell them for 97, right? That one works, bangers, that works really, really good. Otherwise, take little bits out of it, offer them something else, or completely different offer that's going to still complement that first low ticket offer, right? Generally, similar kind of pricing. If you're pricing something though at like, say $100 or $197 for the one-time offer, halve that, something similar. But this is a lot of testing, right? And this is where our experience here shows us that what actually works is based on testing, okay? After that, you can, and a lot of clients are doing this, they'll put in a second one-time offer, a second downsell, just to lift that average order value even more. It's not super necessary though, but it just means you're going to be way more profitable on the front end. And for a lot of these guys, they may need to push more content out there so they can be more profitable on the front end before they sell the high ticket. Depends on what you're in. If you're in BizOp or if you're in health, wealth, and things like that, right? There's different ways of doing this. Sometimes you may not need as much on the front end to be profitable. Sometimes you need an extra offer in there. So that's all that's about. But second offer is really start to solve the prospect's problems, right? Leads are in a problem-solving mode. So if you've got someone coming through the funnel here and they bought the first one from you, they bought the second one from you, give them another offer. There is always going to be someone that wants to buy everything from you. So put that in there. You'd be surprised how many people buy it, right? Then from there, we do things a little bit differently to everyone else. So we have a very specific email nurture that then converts people into the high ticket side. So when I mentioned before that this is an automated process of selling people into high ticket, it really is. The sales call volume in this is very minimal, if not at all, even existent. So we have some clients where they're selling 5 to 7K programs like that through a click of a button, straight through an email nurture with no sales calls. Other guys, they just have an enrollment call where it's, hey, let's get you on, let's vet, let's see if you're the right person. They fill out an application and go, this person meets the criteria, let's get them on the phone, see if they're gonna meet for the community. If they meet that, then they go, cool, let's let you in, let's process the payment on the call. So that's the difference here. We're not having 15-minute discovery calls, 45-minute sales calls that turn into an hour and a half, wasting your closer's time. What they're doing is they're able to actually convert that autonomously. And for some people, there's other businesses out there where they do need a little bit of extra work. It gets rid of the entire process of having to find all these people in the database, call them up all the time, send text messages. None of that has to occur anymore. There's an easier way now where everything can happen pretty much automatically from the funnel you built. And the funnel is what builds trust, it builds credibility, so that by the time you get to the point where you're asking for a 5, 7, 10K sale, people are converting almost autonomously, right? So this email nurture, it's a 5-part email nurture. It works over 5 days. So we send an email a day and we go, the first one, we're talking about attention, right? So we're trying to get their attention, make them know that what we've got for them is something of value. Then we get into the problem on the second day. So the problem is where we really talk through what are they feeling? What are the pain points they've got? And we really start to speak their language so they know that what we're trying to say is something that they can actually agree with, right? And they want to be sitting there and go, this guy gets me. This coach, he's in my brain, he understands me, he knows the problems I've got. He's maybe even had them before, or his other clients have them. He's been able to kind of figure out what those problems are. So he gets me. That's the entire purpose of that. Then, next one, we jump to solution. So it's like, okay, I'm listening now because you understand my problems, right? What do you got for me? So now we're giving them a solution. So we can actually give you something that's going to take away that problem and solve it for you. Fourth one, credibility, testimonials, just backing up our claims completely and showing them that what we're trying to give them, it's backed up, right? It's got everything behind it there to show that it's a legitimate offer and that it can actually work. It's proven, right? There are results there. So that's what we're trying to do there. Everything that they're experiencing, we're showing them that we have a solution for it, and these are the other people, bang, 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 that's been able to solve it before. Final one, call to action. So whether you want to push them through to a book a call, put them through to that. Whether you have a lower ticket one that's between 1 to 5,000 and you're guaranteed to sell it, put them straight to the checkout page, put the details in. But like I said, there's people that are selling 10K courses and they're signing up like that. It just depends on your niche and what works best. And if you want to qualify people on these calls. But the aim of this is to be able to get those calls through autonomously. So then we put them through, sell them into high ticket, 10K, 5K, what have you. And then from there, there's even a lot of clients, they're going from 10K and they're upselling to 20 or 30K. So really simple stuff here, but that's the main way that we run a low ticket offer where we can completely liquidate the ad costs on the front end so that by the time we go to sell high ticket, it's pure profit. But then the entire process of getting someone from a lead over to a high ticket purchase is done for you. You've done all the groundwork. You've done all the legwork, right? Because you've got stuff that you've built. Your initial offers are building trust. They're building credibility for you, but they're also opening up the problems so that by the time they get through the email nurture, they go, this person can really solve my issues. They can solve my problem. They can help me get to that stage, that place that I want to be. You're really painting that picture from A to Z, getting them from where they are to where they need to be. And then from there, you deliver the solution, you back it up with testimonials, and then have it sitting there so they go, great, I want to purchase, okay? All right, what I want to show you through here is how the maths works on this, because this is the kicker, right? And you can say all these things about what funnel is going to work, and there's always a new funnel, but when you actually see the economics of how this funnel works and how it compares to what your competitors are doing and what you're probably doing right now with ebook and webinar funnels, how much more money are you going to make on the back end? 1, how much less time it's going to take you? 2, 3, how much more sustainable it is, and how many more people you can get through into your business that you can actually help them with delivering the offer that you've got to get them to that next stage of where they want to be. So let's break it down. What we're going to do is we're going to go through 2 different types of funnels here. So we're going to go through initially the example funnel, which is webinars, to give you an idea on how that works and just refresh your memory on what's the actual true things here. This is gonna be different for every business, but this is what I've found over a number of years. I've been doing this for about 6 years now, working directly and exclusively with coaches, with a number of different coaches. Some coaches that are doing 10 to 15K a month, a lot of coaches that are doing 100K a month and they're trying to grow to get a lot better. And then we've worked with some 8-figure guys that are doing $1 to $2 million a month and doing really, really well for themselves. And we've seen the systems that worked. We've seen how they can actually use these and optimize their business by having the right things in place. So across that entire period of experience, these are the numbers that I've seen on average work the whole time through. So let's look at an example where we've got, this is the webinar through to a high ticket sale, no other offers involved, and we've got, these are conservative numbers as well, okay? So we've got an advertising spend over a month of $5,000. The offer price is $5,000. And that'll stay true as the same variables for the next example funnel where we go through the low ticket offer. So let's say a standard cost per click from the ad, $2, right? So we're getting on the landing page, we're getting 2,500 people on there. From that 5,000, $2 cost per click, 2,500 viewers, right? From there, we get 20% opt in to watch the webinar. So we get 500 leads straight into the database, right? It's good numbers, not too bad. Obviously, you can have these up a bit higher, but that's kind of the standard rate that most people are getting. From there, 20% view that, right? So we have 100 people actually jumping into this webinar and viewing the webinar, okay? From there, we get 30% that watch it the whole way through. So from the 100, we're having 30 that actually finish the webinar, and you're getting 10% conversion rate on those 30. So 3 webinar conversion rates. So we've got a subtotal revenue straight off the bat, 15 grand. Not too bad. You're doing this, you're doing all right, okay? Then I'm not gonna be too brutal on this webinar funnel. I'm still gonna throw in things like nurturing and stuff like that. So out of the 100 that actually jumped into the webinar and viewed it, you're gonna say there's 97 left from those 3 sales that you pull out. 97 of those guys, if 3% of those convert with sales calls and follow-ups and all the rest of it, you're getting another 3 conversions, and then that's another 15 grand. Great. 30 grand total revenue, take away the cost of the advertising, 5 grand, total profit, 25 grand for the month. Not a bad return, right? You're spending 5 grand, you're getting 25 grand back. Still got to take out some costs like sales calls. You got to take out like commissions and things like that, right? There's all those things involved. So you've got a big team there. You've got a lot of people that need to be involved to make sure that these guys are getting followed up with. If you're only looking at, say, the automated part of the people, like the low-hanging fruit of the people that register, watch, and then sign up straight away, you're only getting 3 conversions from that, from 500 people that opted in. So that's only 15 grand less the cost. You're actually only at $10,000 profit if you had no salespeople and stuff like that. But most of you probably got salespeople involved, you got follow-up, you got email nurtures, all those kind of things. 3% is a pretty safe way to look at that and go, okay, $25,000 profit with a lot of effort in there. Let's look at a new funnel. Let's look at the low ticket offer. So same thing, $5,000 advertising spend over a month, offer price, 5 grand, same deal. Cost per click, same. Say we're using the same kind of ads, right? $2, landing page view, 2,500. So we're using the same variables here. We've got 2,500 people viewing the landing page here, 2,500 here. Now, I have been very kind of conservative about the numbers here, okay, in terms of conversion rates. 5% converting from landing page views to $27 offer purchases, right? You could have your price of your low ticket offer higher than that. I see 27 working really well with a lot of clients we've worked with, a lot of other people I see using these kind of funnels, different coaches, things like that. 5% is conservative. If you dial this in over the period of a few months, you should be at 8% to 10%. So 5% is conservative, 125 sales that equals, right? Which gives you $3,375 straight off the bat just from those $27 sales, okay? Then what you're gonna find is as people go from, like when we're back over here, we've got the people that come through and they buy the $27 offer. The next page we send them is the upsell page. We don't send them straight to the product, we send them to an upsell page, okay? So when we come back over to here, sorry, it's getting a little confusing with the moving around, but 30% of those people are going to sign up to your next offer. And I've seen that with these numbers. So these are working off true numbers right now. So we've got $197 for the upsell. So that'll give you 37 sales, which is an immediate $7,289. So automatically, just from the front end of the funnel without taking in consideration anything at all from back end high ticket sales, from down sales, from second one-time offers and upsells, you're already $3,000 in front of your advertising spend. Kicker, great, right? What we're also going to find though is you're going to get a lot of people that will not purchase. So 70% aren't going to purchase that 197 offer. And you're going to get 10% of these 125 people that will purchase the $97 offer. So that'll be a downsell, right? So it's, oh, you didn't like the one-time offer upsell, oh, purchase a downsell. You're gonna get 12 of those guys come through because you get a 10% conversion rate. Just to give you an idea on this, on how these numbers can be a lot better as well, we've seen up to 50, 60% upsell conversion rates. So that's doubling these numbers. So that would have put this at 14 grand, but I brought it right down to kind of the worst case scenario on what this looks like. So 30%, you got 37 people here, 7,200 here. Then over here, you've got 10% still converting to the downsell. That's 12 sales. That's another $1,164. Then you've got, we have seen time and time again, an average of 5% convert from this $27 offer. As they go through the email nurture, 5% convert to the high ticket offer. So that gives you 6 sales straight off the bat. Remember as well, there is no involvement here from any of your salespeople, from any of you as a coach, nothing to get those high ticket sales, right? These are all completely driven from a really well laid out funnel that nurtures the person straight through and builds trust and builds credibility to the point where you get them to buy a high ticket offer without any of your involvement. So we're getting 6 sales here, which is 30 grand, okay? It's good value. Total revenue here, total value of the funnel, 41,828. Hugely different to up here where we're getting 30,000. So we're already 11,000 in front. But we've got no sales calls involvement. We've got no follow-up. We've got nothing there where it takes you having to worry about spending money on paid ads and not sure if you're going to get it on the back end just because your sales guys are having an off day, right? Not being worried about ad costs going up because you're competing on front-end offer value where you know you're bringing in the money straight away, right? Your ad cost goes up, doesn't matter. You know you're covering it, so it's all good. So we take out the advertising cost, you're 36 grand profit. 0 input, 0 sales calls. You can have qualification calls if you like, but I'm noticing with a lot of coaches that we work with that do that, 80% close rates at worst case scenario. So you're doing really well if you're doing that too, right? So 36,828 versus 25,000. We're at $11,800 in front. Vastly different. You're not paying commissions and things like that. So even when you're taking commissions, this is going to drop a lot more as well, right? You're probably paying kind of 10% commissions. So 6 sales at 5 grand, 10%. You take that off. You're not going to bid off this total profit here, aren't you? So I really wanted to show you through that so that you get an understanding of how these numbers work and how this funnel kind of can produce results for you where the paid advertising is way more profitable, way more efficient on the front end, but then the back end side of things and how you're closing is a lot better as well. So a lot of coaches that come to me, what they're experiencing is they've had these big teams before. They've had a number of salespeople. They're tired of doing it. They're tired of running these teams where they're having to make sure that they're on the numbers all the time. They're tired of putting money into ads and not really knowing if it's going to come through. Or if they're going to scale it, how are they going to fund this, right? It's a big deal to have to put out 50 grand, 40 grand a month on ads and then try and close it on the back end. So if you're able to run something like this where it funnels itself autonomously and just completely covers itself, right? And then on the back end, you're closing sales, you can just turn the dial up on the advertising and start to bring in those sales pretty quickly. So that gives you a bit of an overview in terms of how this funnel runs. It's a fantastic strategy and I'm sure it'll work for you as well as it has for hundreds of other coaches that I've worked with. What I want to do now is I'm going to show you through a client's funnel and I'm going to show you how it actually works, what these funnels look like, so you have an idea on what these kind of funnels operate as and how things like when we look at landing page, one-time offers and upsells, what does that actually look like? What are you actually getting out of this, right? So let's jump into that. All right, so this is a client of mine. I'm going to blur out a few things in here so you can't see it, but this is the general structure. And to give you an idea, I said I wouldn't pitch you, but this is some of the ideas and stuff and things like that, which you probably want to know. When we build this out for clients and when we give them access to everything, they get access to the entire lot. You get a complete high-level snapshot that you can copy-paste in your business where you don't have to touch anything. It's a template where you just fill in your details and it's done. Depending if you want done for you, where you want us to just completely manage it for you, or you want to be able to jump in and do it yourself, where you have a template for everything, it's all there. It's all there right for you. And that's what this client's got. So landing page, checkout page, one-time offer, upsell, the purchase confirmation page. So your tracking is all sorted. When it wants to check, okay, they purchased the upsell, but they haven't purchased the downsell and what have you. Downsell page, downsell one confirmation, low ticket offer purchase confirmation, and then even the high ticket VSL so that we can automatically sell people into the high ticket. So when we look at this is what we're seeing here. We're seeing a page, pretty standard, but we've got a VSL here, and we've got headlines, we've got details about everything. We go through what is this program that they're getting. A lot of my clients, what they do is they do small like mini offers, mini courses as their low ticket offer for $27 or something like this. Now this client is already running at a profitable front end where they're getting, I think it's 1.4 ROAS just from their ads, right? So that's just from the advertising of the low ticket offer and then the upsell. They're not even selling the high ticket on the back end yet. And that high ticket, when you sell a $5,000 course to those people, but the paid ads is running itself and it's liquidating all the costs there, all you have to do is turn up that dial, start spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a day, and you bring through a load of people on the back end that are buying heads, that are interested in what you've got to sell, and then you just throw the high ticket at them. This business becomes seriously, seriously profitable. There are definitely people out there doing this with subscriptions and monthly group coaching and things like that. I have a client of them myself, and they are killing it. They're doing really, really well because from that, they're building up the paid ads on the front end where that's paying for the first month of this person's subscription. But then that person lasts 7-8 months in the database, paying $197 each month, month after month after month after month. That lifetime value goes through the roof, but then the profitability of the ads, then when you also sell a high ticket on the back end, massive, right? So we go through here. These are the exact templates that you're going to get if you come and jump on board. So we've got everything here from talking about the offer, talking about pain points, going through everything, going through what's the old way versus the new way, what were you currently doing, what were the pain points of what you had there versus how do we do it, how can we show you how to do this better, right? Testimonials on here as well. There's a whole heap on here. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, but we do that. Then on the one-time offer, we go through more VSLs, and this is how it sells. This is how everything here works. Simple pages, but they work, right? Then we jump into at the end, we've got the high ticket VSL here. These VSLs on every single one of these pages are all 10 to 15 minutes long. Some of them on the front end, we've tested different 5-minute ones and stuff like that, and that may be different for you. But what we find is that kind of period there, that kind of time frame is how you can really drive someone from their problem state through to their solution state and get them to buy, okay? So if you're interested in something like this, and this is something that you think would greatly benefit your business, and it's going to take you to where you want to go in terms of growing your coaching business and being able to optimize the back end side of things and how you're selling your high ticket, but then also make your paid advertising on the front end more profitable and more efficient, send me a DM on Instagram, it's Alex Manor, and I'll go through with you how this works, how we can get you jumping on board ASAP, and how within 30 days we can have you scaling a lot harder than how you are now, and actually building something that's got a bit of autonomy to it. Not like those guys on Instagram say, where they're like, I'll build you something that makes you high ticket sales on autopilot. I'm going to show you how to do this properly. I'm going to show you how a lot of other coaches out there are using this right now to get the results that you're dreaming about. So send me a message on Instagram. I hope this video has been wildly, wildly valuable for you. I'm happy to have stepped through everything on here in terms of how these kind of funnels work, because I think there's a lot of people out there talking about low ticket at the moment, but they're not talking about how to do it properly. They're also not giving you the juice as well. I'm giving you for free today how these offers are actually set out. And one thing that's key here is a lot of people aren't selling the high ticket on the back end. They're not nurturing properly on the back end. They're expecting you to make a load of money from low ticket. But when you look at the mechanics of that, that doesn't really work. You need to have that high ticket on the back end, and you need to have the right type of upsell funnel in place so that your ads are profitable, so that your ads are completely liquidated, and you're spending a lot less than what your competition is spending. So as I said, hope this has been valuable for you today. If it has, drop a comment in there. Let me know. If you want to learn anything more about this funnel, please drop another comment in there and let me know what that is so I can film another video on this and help you build your coaching business up more this year. Thank you.